Hello Aquarius, this is your extended reading. So are you ready for the messages um, from this part of your reading that are really going deeper and showing me clearly what two paths or what two options you have ahead of you, and it's all about how you move in each one of them. So perhaps right now you are so eager to just set off and go with this Fool card that we saw, but being held in place for a little longer to be for this type of blessing ceremony or anointing ceremony, or whatever it is. It's like, don't interpret it as a delay. Interpret it as some sort of energetic alignment or information that you are receiving from very, very, you know, um, extremely elevated energies, really wise energies, and perhaps one significant person in your actual life, represented by the Queen of Wands that we saw in the first part. So this extended is talking about these two paths that are, just in front of you. And if you don't hold up for a little second to receive the wisdom, to receive the strength, to receive the intuition, uh, and really discern which path is which, and which, it's not that they're going to lead to different paths. It's not what I'm seeing here. It's like each one of them have a different way of moving. So we begin this extended with the Three of Swords. And before you go crazy, this has nothing to do with the traditional image of the Three of Swords, of a heartbreak. It's not at all that. Today, what I'm seeing here is, these three, I don't know how to call this, like these three hanging parts of the Fool's hat. So it's like this one is this front one, and these two on the sides are these two on the sides. So what I'm seeing here is like your innocence is leading you to just jump ahead and set off, as if you were just running ahead with well, really with no place to go, just move ahead. That's interesting, because here what I'm seeing, it's like you don't know the end goal, or there is no final line. It's just this straightforward movement that I'm seeing with the Three of Swords, because it's like the Fool's way of moving, right? Well, yeah, it is immature, right? Just jumping ahead and wanting to dive in, but dive in straight away. And with this card coming next, the Two of Swords, it's like if you just move ahead straight away as you wish, you will be able to do it, but I feel like you won't be able to go further. It's like you'll take two steps and then you'll have to stop again with the Four of Pentacles. So it's like one of the paths are talking about this forward motion, just walking, following this straight line ahead, but giving, walking two steps in front of you and then stopping, and then gathering some sort of information. So it's like if you take this path, which is, going straight forward, as in like a linear movement, you see? It's like you desire to gain momentum, to gain speed, but you take two steps and then you stop to regroup, to recuperate. It's like you don't have the momentum that you wish, because there is this necessary stop that you have to stop by, right? If you take this linear path. So the linear path, even though it's clearer for you, right, with all these swords energies, and in fact, we also have this swords. So there's a lot of swords. And I feel like all of these swords are talking about, it's like the idea of movement. It's like the intention of moving ahead in a linear fashion, which is, you know, coming through here as the way that your mind, your innocent mind, your immature mind, I want to say, interprets, you know, this journey ahead. So if you were to think, what does it mean to walk a path, right? You would just say straight away, oh, it's just, you know, one foot in front of the other, with especially with this one, right, with the Two of Swords. But remember, it's like for you, Aquarius, it's like what this entire reading is talking about. It's like you cannot simply just set off and start walking, because there is a choice to be made from the get-go. And so if you choose this traditional, or it's not traditional, it's like the default way of walking, that it's just one foot in front of the other, you will have to stop eventually to bring back your mind to one focus, and then splitting up again. So it's interesting. It's like you gain momentum and you stop. You gain momentum and you stop. You gain momentum and you stop. You see, this is one path. This is the linear path that you, with your innocent mind, is seeing, right? This is what you are seeing. But I want to say, it's like, because we have, you know, these two cards together with the Ace of Swords and the Seven of Swords, it's like here, well, the Three of Swords is also coming as, you know, your straightforward movement, but having, you know, it's almost like having two guardian angels behind you in this movement. Because what I'm seeing right now, it's like, it doesn't matter which path you choose. Both of them are going to feel adequate or right? There is no right or wrong, as I'm seeing here. It's just the different movement that you will have to experience each path. And this is up to you. So if you choose this path, you will gain momentum and then you'll halt. You'll gain momentum and then you'll halt. Because it's like you can only stay in this linear path, or, you know, keep moving linearly for 2 steps, and then you have to just, you know, rest for a bit. And it's like the density does this. It's just the nature of the pentacles here with the Four of Pentacles. It's like this is representing this three-dimensional plane, right? This third dimension. And then here with this Ace of Swords, it's the Ace of Swords here on top. So it's like you start off with this, just this initial, or not given, how do you say it? Automatic. It's like this instinctual mental approach to what walking down a path means, you know, walking straight forward, and having these two angels in a sense as spiritual backup. So you walk with the company of these two spirit beings, but nevertheless the density of this dimension makes you stop. And then you find yourself, it's interesting what I'm seeing here with the Ace of Swords. It's like you find yourself alone. It's like your backup team, your angels, when you they cannot enter this density. So as long as you're halted, you're alone. So, which is in fact a contrast to the first part, because you here with the Fool and these two big energies, right? The Judgment and Temperance, these are universal powers, but it's interesting, it's coming through as different than these two ones here. It's like these are bigger or higher, or the frequency that they vibrate in is more elevated than this one, because this is almost like a, it's like a, it's like this spiritual or protection or guardian angel, your personal guardian angel. But these ones that are presenting you with this anointing water and the strength from the Judgment that we saw in the first part, but also, you know, the wisdom of the Queen of Wands and the wisdom to just remain, it's like remain in touch with your vitality. It's like what gives you the strength to keep moving is just, you know, really oh, what is the word, it's not reconsider, but whenever you feel like you are too young or too unprepared, reach out to the wisdom of your soul. Remember the word of caution of this one. You know, be wise, make wise choices. Remember that you can always, you know, you can take a minute or two to think about this choice, right? Remember that you have been, you know, anointed, that you have been blessed. So just, you know, request this higher intuition to step in and to give you the right signal to show you which path is best for you to lead, instead of letting your mind, you know, automatically choose for you, even though yes, there is protection. But these two guardian angels, they cannot, when you halt, because this dimension just makes you halt, right? It, in this linear move, you can only, you know, take 2 steps forward, but then you stop, and then it's like, so what I'm seeing here is like, for a moment, because of the density, when you stop, it's not that you lose the presence or the protection of these ones, it's just that it takes longer for them to come back. And they do. It's like they come in full force after, right? With the Seven of Swords, this protection, these guardian angels, they come even, you know, more efficiently, or pushing you forward, but, you know, in a higher quantity, because only 2 is not enough, because, you know, the density is too big to overcome their influence, their ability to push you forward. So here, with this card coming next, the Death card, this is, you know, it's actually like this. These 2 cards from the first part that we saw, the 2 of Pentacles and the 5 of Pentacles, which is, well, from the first part, it felt like this is where you are right now, Aquarius. It's like you are in a spot where you are ready to go, and there are 2 paths in front of you, and you have to make a choice, and you feel like there's been a delay, because why aren't you moving if everything is set up? You are the first one in line and everything is happening, but you're not moving. It's because of all of this preparation that we saw. And the preparation is because of this card, because this Death card is representing the choice that you have, in a sense. So it's almost like once you choose, you can no longer go back and choose the other. You see what I mean? It's something that is definite. It's like once you cross the door of this death card, there is no way for you to go back and choose the other option. You see? So it's interesting. It's like the first choice that you have is the automatic approach of it. It's like this mental default mode where you know that you just have to, you know, take one step after the next one and put your foot in front of the other and just walk in a straight line. But with this card, what it's talking about is that there is, you know, the other option that you have, which is not the automatic one, but one that is intensely more profound, intensely more transformative, right? So it's interesting. What I'm getting right now is like once you cross the door to whatever this path holds, which I'm going to show you the cards and they are amazing. It's like there is no way that you can go back to walking in a straight line. But if you choose the straight line, there are going to be moments where you stop on your tracks and this door will still be there. But it will be, it's like, if you choose this way of walking, which is the straight line, you will always have this, these stop points. And every time you stop, this option will be there. But further down that you go on this straight path, this door will feel heavier or, you know, just more intense, right? The crossing of this door, if you cross this door straight from the beginning, it won't feel so chaotic or so impactful. It will be very different from the first path, which is the straight line, because the cards that are coming after this death card is showing me a very different way of movement that is not linear but rather in spiral. So we have these three cards: the Wheel of Fortune, the Emperor, and the Three of Wands. So if you choose to go through this door, which is, you know, the other option that you have, the way that you will move, well, not only is bigger and, you know, it's like it's like, because, you know, the first path we only saw minor arcana, and this other path that feels, well, I want to say it's like more scary, right? It feels more scary. So perhaps it's not that you're avoiding, it's just that this way of walking, which is, you know, easier to you because it's just automatic, right? It's the first thing that you would think of. It's already well known or well developed, even though it could be slower, right? Because you just walk 2 steps and then you have to stop and then you regroup with your spiritual team and then you move ahead again, you see? But here, this is bigger. This is, you know, a path where you can move, and it's like, it's not move forward, I want to say, it's move in all directions, which is amazing, because I feel like you have never experienced something like that. And I feel like, because, you know, we have this circular, and it's interesting because even though they are circular and, you know, triangular, but it's what I'm seeing here, it's like this circular movement too with the three wands. In fact, this is thus just the two-dimensional way of this spiral to move. And I feel like this is so, it's such a big shift for you to move, that you haven't even considered that it could be a possibility. That's the reason why you are receiving the guidance or the blessing from these two energies and from the Queen of Wands that we saw also. It's almost like you're being prepared to really envision, to really visualize a new way of movement that is going to take you to these higher dimensions, that it's like a completely new perspective. It's like, you know, it's like, that's the reason why you can no longer go back to the other way of moving, right? The linear path. Because here it's like so strong. It's just so, it's so natural. It's so interesting, because what I'm seeing, the difference between the Wheel of Fortune and the Emperor is the it's like this not mechanical force, but it's like the technical side of it, and then the organic side of it, and how you are embracing it. It's almost like with the Three of Wands, you are learning how to move in that circular spiral way, which is, as I said, it's like moving in all directions at once. And it's interesting because of these two cards. It's like you are reaching, it's like you're reaching other timelines, and it's like you are doing so in a very organic, but also very, it's like this not only high frequency kind of movement, but it's like it's like you are reaching this point of what is the word, it's like you have become an expert. Once you cross this door, you become an expert. You learn the technical sides of it, or you are shown the intricacies, the details of how to move in this circular spiral way. And not only the intricacies, like the you know, the zeros and ones, like the how the universal machine works in a sense, but also how to do it brilliantly and effortlessly and just organically, and incorporating it to yourself. It's like you're seeing it happening, and it's like you become the movement. That's it. You become this movement. It's not only that you're witnessing how the world, or well, not the world, our world, how the universe works from this higher perspective, from this technical side of it, but also you see it. It's like what I'm seeing here, it's like this moving painting is so beautiful, because I saw this painting from the Van Gogh. I hope I'm saying his name correctly, in Amsterdam. And it was like it's like we could see the movement of the paintings. And you know, a painting is a painting, it's not moving, but it's just like the cards, right? It's this static image, but to me, in my eyes, they move, and they show me this spiral movement that feels like that painting that has life, has organic life. And with the Three of Wands ending here, and you know, these three cards jumped out together, so it's all happening at once. It's like this simultaneous understanding that you're connecting to the intricacies of the universal way of moving, but also how to do it so naturally, so spontaneously, that you do it effortlessly, that you can envision yourself doing it. You become it. This is so gorgeous, Aquarius. You know, your readings are always so beautiful to me. So let's see what the astrological runes have to add as a final guidance for you. Oh my God, I just had an insight. This is so beautiful. Okay, so the rune that came through is Jupiter, but although Jupiter is Oh, this is so beautiful, because Jupiter, I just remembered, Jupiter is about to meet Neptune in Pisces on April 12th this year, 2022. And you know, Jupiter in Pisces is really expanding our cosmic ability to just, you know, channel this higher self, this spirit realm into this earth. So this Jupiter, yes, it is talking about this cosmic ability to elevate our frequency and expand our cosmic knowing. Our, it's beautiful, because it's like this higher love. I just heard it's like expanding our possibilities to love in this very cosmic way of doing so. And perhaps because of this new way of moving, that it's not linear, but rather it's circular. And I want to say it's not circular, it's spiral, it's in a spiral movement. And so, but the insight that I received from this Jupiter was actually coming from the number 4. So it's more related to understanding with this Wheel of Fortune. The mechanics of this spiral movement is coming through with this 4D. So 4D is, you know, time, and how to move with time that is not in a linear shape or way of perceiving it, right, with one step in front of the other, but rather one that really connects us to, you know, multiple directions, multiple timelines. So this and doing so in a very natural way with the Emperor, with this crown of flowers, I'm seeing this. It's not only understanding that, you know, now you are moving, Aquarius, in this 4D manner, right? But doing so very beautifully, so organically, so naturally, and learning how to move with it, how to become this movement, this you know, connection with this fourth dimension, which is time. So this is so gorgeous. I am always thrilled with the messages that come through for Aquarius. Yeah, so thank you so much. I hope this was insightful for you in any way. I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.